So the liver cell has two jobs really. One is regenerative. It takes food substances and builds proteins and peptides and things that the body needs elsewhere and puts it back in the bloodstream to transport it where it's needed. That's one of the well-known functions of the liver cell. The other one is it takes in the toxins, it siphons from the blood toxins and breaks them down in a certain way, step 1, step 2, step 3, and then needs to be shuttled out the other end of the liver cell into the bile ducts, where it comes out. Now, it's very well researched that if there's an overload of toxins, this thing, there's nothing going out on the other end of the liver cell because the bile ducts are already stuck with sticky fluids. There's about 2,000 miles of bile ducts, after the liver cell, and the bile often is stuck in there. And when that is, all the machinery works in reverse. The liver cell tries to break down the toxins. They can't come out on the other end. They go back in the bloodstream. They get far more toxic than you were before. That is a very, very common problem. And so sequencing involves to first get the kidney and the liver liberated from the backlog of toxin. And so with the liver, it's more well known. You give herbal bitters, you do castor oil packs, you do coffee enemas, you give cholagogue herbs, that means herbs that increase the bile flow to free up the system. That's step 1. But step 2 is when these toxins go now into the small intestine, where the bile duct leads them. Many of these toxins are neurotoxins. That means they have an affinity for nerve tissue. Now the gut downstream from the point where the liver dumps the stuff into the small intestine, downstream there's 14 to 16 feet of gut lined with nerve endings. And so all the neurotoxins that the liver was busy excreting are now being reabsorbed in the gut and recycled, and they're actually reabsorbed by the nerves. This is not the enterohepatic circulation. This is a circulation where the toxins are taken up directly by the nerves and enter straight into the spinal cord or go up the vagus nerve to the brain stem, where they're re-poisoning your brain. And that's, of course, the most common experience. And for that, I've taught that for 40 years now, that we need to have binders on board. That means we have to have substances in the gut that are firmly binding the mobilized toxins so they cannot be reabsorbed. The thing that stood out in the literature still does is chlorella, the algae chlorella. There is some other options for people that don't tolerate it, like zeolite, or there's different green things, different extracts from insects that can be used as binder. But chlorella has been the most published and most potent